Alright, ladies and gents, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane's Games, and today we're going to be playing Tangle Tower for the PC. This won't be our first time playing it, so if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the games we played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, but for today, we'll go ahead and get into the game. This is a difficult game to recap, but I'm going to try. We are playing Detective Grimoire, which we've seen him in a previous game. And he is investigating a murder at a strange mansion on an isolated island. A teenage artist was killed while painting a portrait of an older woman who is functionally mute. So she's not a great witness. And we've been investigating. It's a very strange setup. The way it is there's a mansion and there's two towers and there's different families that live in each of the two towers. And there's some tension between them. There's some old money feuds going on there. And the big twist yesterday was we got all of the witness testimonies and we put them all together and none of them were contradictory. And possibly even stranger, some of the testimonies seem to specifically go out of their way to establish alibis for other people. So, gotta figure out what that's all about as we get into it today. Let's see, in Europe, TV started being shown in 14:9 with little black bars. Oh, yeah, I guess that works. That makes sense. Grindhouse, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. I was going to say something, but I totally forgot about it. Oh, yeah, I think it's interesting that, like, when I was growing up, there was a lot of people who had nostalgia for, like, the Super 8 format. And like a decade or so ago, there was a lot of people that were like really pushing like the idea of movies on celluloid. And now, thanks to Eternal Family, I found out there is in fact a fandom that is super nostalgic for movies shot on VHS. Basically, if you want to look up, you're looking up SOV, shot on video. And if you too want to see a bunch of movies that are about an hour long and look like it's a bunch of amateurs filming in their own backyard because, oh my God, it literally was, check it out. There's a lot of that. Is the painting still the prime suspect? No. We figured out that thing she is holding is not a knife, it is a bird's feather. But there is some questions involving that as well. Basically, we haven't figured out anything about the mysteries. We're just uncovering all these secrets for the family, and some of them are more suspicious than others. Super 8 projector, nice, nice. VHS, that's half the indie horror games now. It's kind of crazy to me. There's people playing VHS horror games that have never touched an actual VHS. Indie cam that records to high 8, nice, nice. Just a tad quiet compared to the game. I think it might be just the title screen music. Let me know if it still is once we get into it. All right. Yeah, that unfinished painting, that was our chapter title. And like, how do we not have more chapter titles inside than one? All right, so last time we officially collected all of the statements, all the witness statements. So, I think we need to go back and we need to start questioning people that we talked to before about some of the new information we have. See if we can get anything new out of them. Let's just start working through and see what we can find. We haven't unlocked all the suspicions yet. I think that's something we're going to need to do as well. Let's see.
Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way.
I like how he feels the need to clarify that. Also, we were just making Two Towers jokes, and this is some very Lord of the Rings music.
My daughter Fiona and her best friend. They grow up so fast.
Do you know why it's ripped like that?
Ah, yes. I didn't even notice. No idea.
Yeah, Felix's testimony is odd because he says someone went down the tower before Poppy. And I'm not even 100% certain that's possible. Like, everyone seems to be accounted for before then, and going past Felix's room is the only way to get to the tower. So that's like one of the things that doesn't make any sense, necessarily. Well, yeah, walking calmly, he said specifically. That's still one of the few things that came out of the statements that we haven't been able to figure out. Everything else seems to add up more or less. Oh, no, there was one other thing that didn't make sense. The professor. The professor, in his own statement, said he was going to borrow a book. But however, in some of the other statements, particularly the other detective, said that he was clearly distressed when he was coming down the stairs. So, you know, I think he's lying specifically in his testimony. If you got any questions, Siamese, feel free to ask. We're always happy to catch up where we can.
That's one of Freya's paintings, is it not? It's impressive, but a little miserable for my tastes.
It's pretty grim, yeah, it's pretty grim.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that seems to be the answer everybody gives for that bird. Is no one's sure what happened to the bird, but they're assuming it's dead, which is interesting. Got wind and try not to fall down the stairs. It does seem like a lot of stairs, honestly. Oh, your call. But like, I don't expect everybody to be 100% present for like 30-hour games. So like, if you got any questions, I would be happy to answer if I can.
Now this is still in very good condition, apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning.
I hadn't thought about that. I had assumed the broken glass in the horn statue was a part of the statue. But the idea that it's an unrelated piece of glass that someone tried to hide in the statue, that's actually an interesting question. That's an interesting observation.
Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
That is Poppy before she had her goth phase.
The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable.
Let's see.
What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
Yeah, we are. That seems to be something some people are interested in that we just found recently. Someone researching a beetle that actually might be made out of gold. Very interesting.
My daughter Fiona, our little burgeoning genius. You've met her?
We did. She's going by Fifi these days.
So I've heard. I asked her some weeks ago, what's wrong with your real name? She told me, get this, she wanted a name with an even number of syllables. She makes up the strangest things when she's under pressure.
What makes you think she made that up?
I happen to know the real reason she prefers Fifi over Fiona.
Oh, yeah?
It's what Freya called her.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine, supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle.
Yep.
Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it.
She is actually looking for the Golden Beetle, we believe. I thought he was actually being serious about the Crimson Cloak for a second there.
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman. Percival Pointer. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival.
Wow, that's a diss.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger. Always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle, and he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
Wow, the shade these people are throwing around.
Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so... different.
Different like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
I mean, not wrong, Sally. Not wrong. The dude does have a birdhouse for a head. That is the whole thing. Just saying, he always struck me as kind of murdery. Absolutely shut him the fuck down there. Alright. So, speaking of Fiona, I'll pop back in and talk to her.
Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me.
She does not like the pointers.
Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Alright.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
I think she's exaggerating that, but that does also happen when you grow up.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Nobody wants to talk about pre-goth Poppy.
What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues.
I mean, technically correct, yeah.
I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh.
I mean, I'm glad she's owning up to it.
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate.
That was entrapment. That wasn't fair. Hey, Roxana, welcome in. How are you doing today, Rooks? Hope you're doing good. I should look and see if there's any puzzles I haven't solved. I think there are. There's probably at least one puzzle I haven't solved. I know there's still the statue we haven't gotten to, but we still have no idea what to do with that one. Alright. Talk to Hawkshaw. Yeah, she's incredibly condescending. Alright. So we did talk to her about everybody. Let's see.
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see. Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree. Doesn't make it a clue.
Same. Yeah?
I don't think he has one of those.
Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
Three birds, one cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
What does she know? What does she know? I think it's just the law degree he's missing. Yeah. Look at this creepy motherfucker. Look at how fucking creepy he is back there. It's terrifying. Creeping is easy, it's true. But he's still a master of the craft, though.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
Yeah, that pause is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, buddy. That's I have concerns. Pressing X to doubt. He just stands back there menacingly. The creepypasta character, basically.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, we kind of think that Fitz and Poppy are doing a little bit more than plant education. There's something growing there, is what I'm saying. An astrobiologist studies living stars. That would be true. Whoa, this. Oh, let's see.
That belongs to Poppy.
So why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, everybody seems to say that.
What's with the broken glass?
Not sure yet.
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
Yeah, he knows.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, it could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Interesting way to put it. Raccoon the Tanuki, welcome in. How are you doing today? How was your stream? What were you playing? Tell me everything. And for anybody from Raccoon Stream that doesn't know who I am, my name is Shane. That's Shane is Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. Today we're playing Tangle Tower for the PC, a point-click murder mystery. Welcome in again, Sulfur Sandy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming along on that raid. Weeps would love him.
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
So he's saying that somebody took his earmuffs. How did they end up on the statue, and why would somebody want to take them is the question. Like some Rogue Galaxy did way too much grinding? That is how it be with those old JRPGs. I hope you had fun, though. Thank you for bringing your community by. It means a lot. Okay, so I came back in the room after doing something and saw the character talking in the background. Rain and Wonder while we were playing Space Ghost Coast to... Oh my god. I wish I could play that as a game. That would be amazing. How would you do an interview show as a game? That seems like an interesting challenge.
Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they, like, her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
He's your fiance.
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
She's your fiance. Also, that's very clearly a plant that you gave her.
Those petals, they,
What?
they're red. I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. That's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Odd that he got silent there, of all places.
It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
Poppy and Freya arguing about the statue. That's interesting. He's kind of a jerk. Not a huge fan of this guy. And you should be dumpster diving for ham scraps, you 6-piece chicken McNobody. One of the greatest lines ever written. Right there. I can't believe that line exists. Alright.
Eavesdrop what the stars are saying. Earthly tether, slowly fraying. Floating, helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet.
Yeah, she does all her descriptions of other characters in the form of poems, and I think she lets on more than other characters do. Like, she clearly knows what's going on. She's letting a little bit slip in poetry form. Nobody cares, Moby. Nobody cares. Nobody. Also, the episode with the line, "You ate Moby."
Feathers flashing in the light, from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
Interesting, interesting. I'm also a big fan of "A shark on whiskey is mighty risky, but a shark on beer is a beer engineer." Alright. Any other evidence we want to show her?
Yeah, it's mine.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Alright. Interesting.
I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
It does kind of sound like that. Let's see.
I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones, like he's in the recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway. Can't remember exactly.
So it was just this morning somebody stole Fitz's earmuffs. What for? We still don't know that.
Those pedals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual.
Take a drink! Thank you, Rooks.
You get some weird insects around here. I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
Freya did have a vivarium, but it was empty for some reason. We still haven't figured out why. Let's see. I was trying to remember where there was puzzles we haven't solved. Edgar Allan Poe is the gold bug, probably not the exact one. Let's see.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
I mean, I respect that perspective. That makes sense. Siamese. She is a weird bird lady. Like, they've even acknowledged that in-game, but they haven't explained why.
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it. Yes, it's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
I just realized what the flower looks like. It looks like her. It's a flower that looks like her. I don't know why I didn't pick up on that before. Wow. It's shaped like you!
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Yeah, let's go do that. Yeah, how will this help me in real life? I hear that a lot. Like, even today as adults, I hear people saying, like, why did I have to learn this in school? How did that help me? And it's like, they don't know what your career is going to be. They're trying to prepare you for whatever it is. All right. Fitz, if that is your real name, which it probably is.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower, holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
Yep.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
Well, it was this. An ornate trowel.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
Let's see. Maybe?
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Should be easy enough.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Pot in the soil. In Penny's room matches the pot and the soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil, just trying to keep it alive.
Interesting. Give me just a moment, I'll be right back. Alright, had to adjust my chair a little bit. Alright, interesting. Let's see if there's anything else we need to question Penny about.
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I. Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Now, let's ask you about that murder note we found in your room.
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
I mean, as murder investigators, I would say it is.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Let's do it.
So, yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
No.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses, and there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses and who they belong to.
I know we saw them before. I just gotta remember where I saw them. Ooh. You did have this drawing of Fitz with a rose right there. That's from the roof. Yeah, it's from the rooftop garden. That was it.
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those two bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
Well, let's see.
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Almost. Maybe just... One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those two have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Luckily, that one's easy enough. The Fagin of Bird Crime. Wow. That's a hell of a title right there. Genius in simplicity. It may have been sexy times. We do have some suspicions.
Let's take a closer look at these.
This yellow feather left behind by Penny's yellow bird.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I can't stand it! Knowing the two of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days, but being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Not the jealous type, she says. The murder was orchestrated. Alright. See if there's anything else to mention to Professor Pointer. And we appear to have almost everybody there. Running out of things to chat with people about.
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears?
Whenever I've seen him, yes. Oh, my. This is the first piece that Primrose ever learnt on the piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother?
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall.
Interesting. Didn't know that before.
What kind of flower is that?
We're not sure. I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose would know. My wife was a floriculturalist. Best in the field. That's a flower joke, but she was.
Interesting.
Didn't know that either. Alright.
This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know.
They're so mean to each other. Somebody said his head looked like a birdhouse. I can't unsee that now.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
I don't think that's how plastic works, if we're being honest. Alright. Like I said, I don't remember where we were missing puzzles, so I'm going to check a couple places. Yeah, there's the red roses right there. I don't think there's anything out here. Let's see, we haven't been back down to the earlier areas for a very long time. Take a peek down there.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater?
The birds seem to like
They're
it.
even singing. Toot, 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 toot.
Please don't do that.
That's gotta mean something at some point. Alright, so there's nothing else to do here still, but it looks like there will be at some point. Interesting. Still haven't figured out what to do with the statue.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
Doesn't seem like this puzzle can be solved
Let's
yet. Dang it.
come back later.
Yeah, we still need something else to be able to solve that one. I guess we could pop back up and talk to Aura, so to speak, because she doesn't actually say anything. I don't know, maybe there's something we can say to get a rise out of her?
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
I mean, the natural world is adapting to it, that is true. One of my coworkers was saying he wasn't sure if he needs to worry about microplastics in his drinking water. I'm like, look at me. I'm like 80% plastic, and I'm still only mildly inconvenienced at all times health-wise. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
Ooh, actually, yeah, we never looked at Pointer's telescope. Because they said we needed to talk to him first, and then I got distracted.
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
You never know. Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Let's see. Is there anything we have that could get a rise out of her, possibly? Anything? I don't think so, honestly.
Do you know anything about this beetle?
Nah, nothing. Alright. Worth a shot. Let's see if we can take a look at that telescope now. She's got a bird in her mouth. Oh, God. That would be incredibly awkward.
Every astronomy tower needs a telescope.
I want to try.
That doesn't look like astronomy at all.
You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
Can I move the telescope at all? No.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Maybe it's glued down.
I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges. I can just about see the gramophone.
Interesting.
Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
We should check that next time we're over there.
Yeah, we should check
Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Yeah, he's one of the most suspicious people in the game.
Let's ask him about it.
Let's press him on that.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about that. Pointer's telescope, actually looking at crime scene.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen, incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Alright, interesting.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene.
Yeah, let's put everything together now.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
I think so.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
Alright. Actually, ooh, there's something different there, but hang on. I want to go over the crime scene first.
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
No. Let's see. Paint from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of painted ink dip feather.
Paint from the paint pot
No, not
was
that.
used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to hide the evidence. Nope.
Alright, oh, sorry, it's because it's not paint in there, it's blood.
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to hide the evidence. Almost.
Alright, so it's just the last one here.
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down.
Right.
Normally, it can only be opened from the inside.
Sure.
Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with a painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
It's an interesting point. I hadn't thought about that before. That would explain away that one problem. Hang on a sec. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Very interesting, very interesting. And before we investigate the garden, we did want to see if we could find another room. Aha, there is a room above Freya's. Or above Flora's, the attic. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, that's hella creepy. There was that drilling sound. I was wondering, they mentioned that the beetle has a very distinctive and extremely loud hiss. I'm still wondering if that's the drilling sound that was heard at the time of the murder.
It's a statue of a wolf, standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here. Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed.
Oh god, stuffed werewolf. Why? Man wolf. Wolf man.
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones.
Bipedal wolf. Wolf fed.
A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
At least the moths are kept well fed.
Stuff wolf. There, wolf. There, castle.
Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
It is. It is.
Just dusty junk.
Where's that light coming from?
Well, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, I would say it is. It's a crack in the attic that looks directly down onto where Freya paints.
It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh.
Creepy.
Just dusty junk.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda.
Alright, I don't think there's anything else to see in here. But that's, it is plenty. I think that is plenty.
I feel like there's gotta be a clue up here.
Alright, so there's something else.
Where's that light coming from?
There's a decent gap between...
Something else we need to see here?
Is that what I think it is? Is that what I
No, that's the only thing to see there.
Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry.
Kinda.
Let's see.
What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
Reel thingy. A brass reel with a screw at the top. Coiled around the reel is a length of fine red rope. Interesting. We have seen one thing with a screw before, and that's the telescope that Hawkshaw had. Odd. Alright. Time to head back to the garden. It's the real thing! Rex says, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Now, what is this?
This wasn't here before.
This definitely wasn't here before.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
Crab battle.
There's a note stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
This is my new friend. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck, you two. Freya. Why is there a toy crab with a note from a dead girl? How is there a note from a dead girl?
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well?
It's a perfect match.
What?
Well, it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to ourselves for now.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
And now we get another chapter title. Of course. Unfinished business. Are you getting notes from Odin's wife? Ooh, don't let Odin know. He's very jealous. Simple melodies. We've heard a bunch of melodies throughout the game. Like that one. Alright, so when it plays the melody, it made a specific shape. Very interesting. Let's go talk to Poppy. Maybe she'll play her mom's music for us.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Did that do anything? It did. Very interesting. All right, so that's 2. I know we've heard more tunes than that. Just gotta remember where. Let's see. And it's been a bit. I'm gonna have to poke around a little bit to remind myself what's where. Anything solve all the puzzles in here?
A new suspect. Don't think
Oh,
I can
God, I
save it
remember
for
that
the judge. We already solved it.
Alright, yeah. That was the secret diary puzzle. Alright.
Fifi's got something pinned
What
up.
is all this?
We got Fifi's relationship chart up here. Which looks like it is basically accurate. Which is interesting. She had all the relationships laid out before we even got here.
Did you notice who isn't?
Freya?
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. No musical things in here. Oh, right, the cassettes. All right. From the very beginning of the game, so of course I would have forgotten about that.
It's piano music.
All right, so it's added some things to that. That does not appear to have affected the crab, but I bet the other one will. Because the other one's simple. Crab apparently wants simple music. Wait for it.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
There we go. That's the third tune. We only need one more. That is a spooky song, especially because of all the distortion on the tape. Because of how damaged it is. Very spooky. Alright, that's three. We only need one more. Alright. Where have we seen another thing that's musical? Moving back to the main hall in a while. Hop in here. Take a quick peek at the family tree now that we
I
actually.
think it's a family tree.
Now that we actually know most of these names. There's still a lot that we don't recognize on here, but
Flint Fellow. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
yeah, that's what we're hearing.
Fitzfellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects. Freya Fellow.
The murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all. Felix Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects. Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects. Primrose Remington. I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Fiona Fellow. We met her. She's one of the
Alright, so they
suspects.
don't have much to say aside from we met them. Alright. Gotta be somewhere else. Something that plays music.
A little
Figure out
chart
what's up
of...
with
Actually, I
this.
have no idea what it's about.
This we still haven't figured out yet, but there isn't actually a puzzle here. This just seems to be a reference to something else. We'll have to come back
What
to
do you
that
make
at
of
some
it?
point.
Not a whole lot.
I think we'll have to come back to that at some point, but right now is not the time.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
I don't think there was anything in here. Buck Brackley? That does sound like Kickstarter backer. Argent Coyote, welcome in. How are you doing today? Doorbell. Another thing I haven't heard since the start of the game. All right. We've got 4 now.
That's all 4 melodies, I think.
So, what do we do with them?
Good to see you too, Argent Coyote. I hope you've been well since I've seen you last.
Should we go back to the gardens again?
I think we should.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be able to solve this now.
Alright, use the ink segments as clues. And by clues, you mean the solution to the puzzles. Basically, the symbols that it starts on is where we get the melody from. And then all we have to do after that is match what the ink does when we play that specific melody.
That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Whoa! Whoa! What is happening here? Hey, Paylor's in. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Never would have figured out the doorbell? It's like I said, it was from the very beginning of the game, so I had to go all the way back there.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Alright. Yeah, just walk into the maw. Oh, now another chapter title, of course. Underneath. What the fuck is this?
Bugs. Big ones.
Looks like they're made of metal.
Almost would have preferred being devoured to whatever the hell's going on here. Yeah, they just released the 3rd one. On my social media, I've been seeing a lot of people I trust very much giving it rave reviews, saying it may be one of the best point and clicks of the year. So I'm very excited for that one. And like this one, I liked the first game, but this one is a huge step up from the first game. Really loved it. It does say laboratory at the bottom of the strip. Bugs to rival Metal Gear. You have to expel oxygen very hard when you talk like Snake. Just constantly breathless. Kind of, no, not at all. Like right now, we are in a absolute surge of adventure games. There's so many point and clicks coming out right now. Holy crap. Like, you think back to like LucasArts' age and what we call the golden age of point and clicks? Like, there's easily 10 times more point and clicks coming out per year than there were at that point. It's insane.
Rows of plants, growing in wide wooden boxes.
What color is the soil?
It looks black, but it's too dark to tell.
Unfortunately.
Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it?
Ooh.
Weird looking safe.
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
Diagonally slide the latches until they're in the right position. Diagonally slide them. I have to make like a, oh, I've got to make like a little maze, I think. Maybe. Wait. Strange puzzle. There we go. Very strange puzzle. That has to be there. I'm pretty convinced of it. Doesn't make any sense anyway. That doesn't make sense there. That might work. a weird one. Gonna be a very weird one. A basically pipe dream right here. How unusual. Pretty sneaky, sis. Very sneaky. Yeah, there we go. That gets it into the green one. And from there, gets it into the blue one. Huh? Oh ho ho! That work? That works. Probably not going to ask me to be too precise, but I'm going to be neurotic about it a little bit.
That's the one.
There we go.
Hey, not bad.
That's a cool puzzle.
Anything inside?
Yeah, more research.
Folder containing research notes and diagrams. 1. Our unique flora and fauna is the byproduct of a number of as yet unidentified chemicals. 2. These chemicals are constantly present in the water, forming clouds and filling the lake. This causes a variety of mutations in plants and animals. 3. Smaller creatures such as arachnids, insects, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemicals may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals remain completely unaffected. Interesting. Take care, Board James. Thanks for stopping by. Chug-a-boom. That is definitely how it is. Oh, cute little Bulbasaur emote. I like it. The Secret of the Ooze. It's a Ninja Turtles origin story, buddy, now. Ooh, we've got a new tab for research. Interesting.
A glass tank. It's full of plants.
There's a layer of condensation on the inside. This place would never pass a fire safety inspection.
Thank you, Board James. I appreciate that.
Forensic Entomology, Volume 3.
That's an incredibly specific area of study.
It is.
Forensic Entomology.
That's an incredibly... What's in there?
More bugs.
It's a little diagram of a beetle, with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
9 beetles. All different, all dead.
Poor little guys.
There's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean.
Alright.
Whose research is this? This is some seriously in-depth research.
It's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
Yeah, the golden bug does have that number on it, and I think we're about to get to that right now. Especially because that's the page we found hidden, right?
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Good question. Yeah, this is getting nuts. I'm really enjoying this game.
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why? Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Great an army of big bad beetle boys? God, I hated that show so much. So yeah, for anybody that didn't remember the research we found, the gold beetle is literally made out of 80% gold. Which is crazy.
Ready to go down? Again?
Let's finish exploring here first.
Chemistry apparatus.
Thirsty?
It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold. A cracked glass tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has 1 or 2 insects inside. I can't tell if they're still alive.
I like that you called them rooms.
That is cute.
A candle, perched on a barrel.
Very medieval.
I was thinking pirates.
Medieval pirates.
Pirates is where I went to as well.
It's a hatch.
But we're already in the basement.
Depends on your perspective.
What's below the basement? Lowest level.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks. And a green hat draped on top for good measure. Gives off kind of a dungeon vibe.
Little bit. The double secret basement. Pointer's been trying to breed the golden beetle. With other beetles, right? Yeah, sure.
What do people actually use chains for?
Nothing good.
Pulling down stumps?
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Oh, but there's more. They're also damp and empty.
Ew, damn cardboard.
Basements don't normally have windows.
We're at the bottom of the lake. It must be.
Right. But if that's the lake bed, why does it look like that?
Like what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
Very good question. Let's go ahead and address that.
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with 1 candle?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom,
Yeah.
not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty, though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
Interesting. Another trapdoor. It's just all trapdoors all the way down. Final chapter is in the center of the earth.
Old cardboard box.
Oh,
They're also dead, empty.
Right?
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
Yes.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
Oh, thank you for the specificity. I appreciate that. We'll just loop around back to the attic. Metal rod, a sleek but sturdy metal rod. It has been stabbed into a photograph. The rod has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow or the hand of a clock. There's a small loop at the back with a short length of red rope connected to it. The metal is perfectly clean and polished. We've seen the red rope before in the reel we found in the attic. And if it's perfectly clean and polished, it sounds like somebody was trying to clean something off of it, doesn't it?
So what's the photo?
It's been framed but is slightly damp. The photograph shows a young girl. A large man is sitting next to her. Around them are several red and white birds. A metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest. That Freya and her father? Or maybe Laura and her father?
Do you know who it is in the photo? This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
I think what she means. Take a quick look. You mean the carvings?
That's not right.
No, not the carvings. There's no case file. How do voodoo on dead people? I don't know. That sounds like somebody asking Alexa right there. Alexa, how do voodoo on dead people? Question mark? Actually, I'm not sure. The man from the photograph. It's sometimes how it starts. What is she thinking of there? Wasn't anything in the research, was it? No, nothing in there. I think it was one of the doodles. Definitely wasn't those models. Oh, so the crab thing must be the soul burger she was talking about. Interesting, interesting. Soul burger. Bizarre.
That's not right.
Yeah. I don't know what she's thinking of. Something which depicts the man from the photograph. I'm not sure. Getting to something? That's possible. Or Tark, you got a hint? What are you thinking? I tried the big painted model, but it wasn't in there. It wasn't that one. Broad-shouldered man?
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, it makes sense when you know who he is.
I was close, but not I was the wrong model, that was it.
Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different.
Very interesting. Alright. Things are starting to come together now.
Do these puddles worry you?
Why?
That's lake water, but it's indoors.
Ah, I see your point.
Yeah, let's not hang around here for too long.
It's an empty bookcase.
Something tells me it's been empty for a long time.
A single book on a little makeshift table.
Yeah, she was less stretched out then, that's true.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Mistids of the Sea and Sky, a children's picture book. It looks very old. Hey, Geek Boy, welcome in. How are you doing today? How's everything going with you? The Ink Dip, an elegant bird with red and white plumage. The Silver Snake, an aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. The Soul Bearer, a crab with 3 different sized claws. The Amphobe, a frog-like creature walking on 2 legs. We've seen all of those, at least in depictions around the estate. Ooh, how did it go, Geek Boy? Do you have results yet? Or, hopefully you got some good news.
Old cardboard and empty.
Cardboard boxes.
This room looks old. Like, old.
It makes the rest of the house seem relatively modern.
Alright. Anything else to see down here?
There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Not blank. Misted Mansion. North Side Cross Section. Library, Grand Hall, Music Room, Aviary, Bedroom, Study, Storage, Rooftop Garden.
The Grand Hall.
What's that thing in the middle?
Something I mentioned earlier.
I think it's that big glass tube.
So yeah, I think the pool in the rooftop garden goes all the way down to the Grand Hall. And this study is a room we haven't found yet. We put Felix in storage. No, it's not Felix. That's Fifi. Fifi's in the storage room, I think. Or no, Fifi was in the library. Yeah, was it? Because Felix was the room above this, I thought. Oh, that's Freya. Freya was in the storage room because they mentioned the shape of the room was odd when we looked at it, and there was no windows in it. They asked, was it always a bedroom? So no, Freya's room was storage before. Interesting. Sure, Tarek, what do you got? Where's the abattoir? Hopefully they don't have too many of those. B6, good morning. How are you doing today? Hopefully going home before too much longer. All right. Well, glad. Hopefully that means you're on the mend then, and glad we can keep you company there. Good to see you as always. On Stranger Tides. I don't think lakes have tides technically. All right, now this is the important thing here that I think.
That's the lake, right? I think that horizontal line might be the water level.
It used to be a lot lower down than it is now.
So this wasn't built on an island. This was built above the lake on stilts.
So, the whole house is built on top of some kind of platform.
Apparently.
Very strange.
That's the room we're in now. It must be. It's not labeled as anything on these plans, though.
I think it already existed when this was made.
That's spooky. Yeah, so the tower is higher now. They built up from what was on top of it. The actual towers were not in the original plan.
Storage.
It's Freya's room.
It's the aviary. The rooftop garden. That name makes a little more sense in this context.
Yeah, that's why they call it the rooftop garden, because it was originally the roof of the manor.
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
That's one room we never found.
How did we miss it?
The question is, how do we get to it?
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
House on Stilts Over a Lake, something in Series of Unfortunate Events Book 3. I never did read that series. The mansion has been built on top of a large structure above the lake supported by pillars. Freya's room is listed as storage. A room labeled study is in the center.
Let's head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last room.
Yeah, we have to now. Yeah, the tube appears to go through the study and up to the rooftop garden where it becomes the pool.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
Question.
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on, it's pitch black, but I think there's a switch.
Ooh.
A ladder.
Want to go up?
Last secret of the mansion. And now we get another chapter title. The Hidden Hearts. This could be the big finale right here. That's exciting. When in doubt, dive. I thought we'd have to do some swimming right there. And Geek Boy, thank you for a 49-month resub. I appreciate the heck out of that. It helps a lot. And yeah, I hope you get better soon. Yeah, literally, we got one chapter title yesterday, and we've done 3 today. Oh, there is a lot happening here. Where do we even start?
Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one.
Possibly.
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3.
Yeah, there's so much happening in this room. I don't know if it's the publishers putting the screws on or just they weren't sure where to put the chapter titles. Because, like, logically it makes sense these would be the chapters, except the first chapter was like 6 hours long and the rest were like 30 minutes.
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not 3?
Not the one we saw in the children's book.
Ugh. You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
The limbs of the creature can be rotated and the claws can be closed or open. If it does look familiar, I don't recognize it. We might need to check our... evidence.
This crab really reminds me.
That little wooden toy.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think I've seen it more recently.
The book, right? What did it look like in that book? Right there. We can see if we can make it look like the slow bear in the book, I suppose. Take a quick picture of it for reference. Sounds like you're brave. I don't think we are. It's just, I think the first game might have done that too. That is an interesting concept there, Turtar.
It's got a...
Also,
I'm not sure
crab.
if that would work. All right. Then... Oh, I can move that limb too. All right. Wasn't sure if I could move the bottom part of the limb. All right. That is approximately how it looked in the book.
Perfect.
Whoa!
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Ooh. And what's this little screw on there? I think we may have found the last piece of a puzzle.
What is it?
Let's go and deal with that now.
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to
Missing a
know what
couple
happened to the
pieces.
rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We've found all of them.
We found them already.
Back here is where you put small lens. Down here is where you put the real thingy. Over here is where you put the metal rod. There we have it.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery.
No, we still need to figure out the who, but that is a big step forward. That explains why we didn't find the murder weapon at the scene, because it was on a reel and they were able to retract
Some
it.
kind of fish and a bird skull, I guess?
If that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Yeah, that is pretty creepy.
Hooks. Big hooks.
Centipede? Millipede? How many legs has it got?
Too many.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. That is the correct answer. That is a smart design. Excellent for foiling detectives like ourselves.
Those aren't bird cages.
Some of them are disconcertingly large.
At least they're all empty.
You sure that's a good thing?
He's got a point.
Who are all the people in this photo?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
Photograph in a sturdy wooden frame. It's dusty and looks several years old. A brass plaque at the base of the frame reads, "The Ambassadors of Misted Mansion." The photo shows 2 young women and 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 people have had their faces crudely covered with black ink. That was another thing we heard in the diary. Found my way into the middle, surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5 eyes blacked out. And when she was talking about the middle, she wasn't talking about the rooftop garden like I thought she was originally. She was talking about the study, which is in the direct center of the mansion. So we 100% figured out the middle 2 phrases. I have my suspicion about the 4th one. Not 100% about that first one, though. Soul Barrel works, impressive little thing. When she says I have 2, I think she wasn't talking about the crab itself, she was talking about the melodies. I think she was saying I have 2 of the melodies, I need 2 more. Because the crab needed 4 melodies before we were able to get into the secret lab. And the crab's, the toy was what recorded the melodies.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it is. Goes to motive, I suspect.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
I think we're close, but not quite who we're thinking there.
A wooden stool.
Trying to work my way up to the big stuff.
They call this room a study?
What would you call it?
The secret death chamber of doom.
Honestly, better name.
Those aren't bird cages.
Some of them
At
are.
least they're all
You
empty.
sure that's a good thing?
An axe and some kind of hunting rifle mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The one that isn't there.
I bet that's... Oh, yeah, you can see the outline of a crossbow on the wall there, which we have found now.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
That explains why in Poppy's... Or not in Poppy's room, in Bird Lady, the wall of her room was hot because the incinerator was right behind it.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes. But yeah, there's something.
Not much more than a pile of dust and ash. Among the ashes are several black buttons. Red-colored scraps of fabric are still visible, and that's a feather right there. Red fabric and black buttons. I've got a theory about that. Keep it to myself for right now, though.
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe.
Maybe not, though.
Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Several pages have been ripped out, but a few remain. Fifth ambassador located, finally. Can't say it harbored any optimism, but still somehow disappointed, no better than the rest of them. Took my misted friends into the music room for experiments. It works, perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bottom. Nice view. It's been mostly cleaned out, but I have what I need. She got in. She was careful nothing was moved, but I know it's time. Some of that makes sense, but not all of it. We're definitely getting near the big picture here, though. Not a very good incinerator if it doesn't incinerate flat feathers. Cloth. Probably just a little bit warm instead of actually, incinerating temperature.
It's a wooden pinboard, hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Ooh, hey! I recognize that style. A large central sheet of paper has been pinned to it. 4 lines have been drawn from a gap in the center. A smaller sheet underneath features a drawing resembling the silhouette of a cloaked figure. Yeah, I think I know what's missing from that. Well, like an incubator? I mean,
Someone's been using this room. I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion, but nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible,
Yep, we have all the pieces that are missing from it. Down here is that last picture of Hawkshaw. And up here, you can tell from those black lines, is the photo of Freya's painting. We saw those black lines on it before, but we weren't sure where they were going to.
The painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting. but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
Whatever's going on, it's very complex. The chapter title, The Murder. And we're getting into it now.
Time to solve this.
Yes! Alright, you folks ready? We've got a lot going on. We have found a ton of evidence and it's very complex, but now we gotta start pinning it all together. We got to figure out how this all fits and who done it. I've still got a couple of suspects in my head. We gotta prove it. We gotta put it all together now. I know, I'm excited too, Jungle Boom. This is such a good mystery. I'm loving this game.
All right, break out the notebook.
Word.
Time to put it all together.
All right.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait, the arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope, doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless... Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
It's all coming together now. Holy crap. Oh, right. Let's see here. We caught up a chat. Rest and relaxation. Something in the gramophone, something small. Something that rendered her unconscious. One statue? I don't know how that would have gotten back there. It was obviously the badge! Gotta show it to him. Show him that badge.
That's not it.
Wasn't the horn statue? It wasn't the egg itself, was it?
That's not it.
No, something small. Nothing there. is inedible. It's also very hard.
That's not it.
Yeah. And the flower, no, the flower is one of a kind, so it couldn't have done anything because it couldn't have really left the room. It's small. No, nothing there. What was in there that rendered her unconscious?
That's not it.
G4G, you got a guess? What are you thinking? Hey, Doc Belvin, welcome in. How are you doing today? And hey, Doc Belvin, thank you for the 57-month resub. I appreciate the heck out of that. Helps a ton. Thank you for that. Ah, right. Something we don't actually have, but we know of. Good thinking.
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The horn it's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone.
Oh, shit.
That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
So yeah, that's what that glass was doing in the horn statue, is they were testing out to see whether they could use the gold beetle to knock somebody out. That's wild. Trying to develop the brown note. Those monsters, they must be stopped. Let's see, what was affected by the powerful frequency? Lots of stuff, actually. But for one thing...
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration. Enough to crack metal. Enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
But...
They protected themselves.
How?
Oh, where is it?
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start.
Yes.
1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah. What triggered it? At that particular moment. Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
Wait.
That's it.
But that doesn't quite add up.
There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Alright. It's very dark. Alright, what do we want to check here? I already saw the gramophone, sure.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
I do notice a couple things that could be there.
The plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look.
The plant is the Tantum amica, the plant that the bird eats. Interesting. Got that distinctive 3 leaves right there. Huh.
I can see the stars. Freya, did you leave us a clue?
I don't know that she did there. But there is that thing. Poppy said that Freya would mix all the colors she would need before she started painting. What's yellow? If she mixes all the colors she needs before she's gonna paint, what's yellow in the room? Welcome back, Kissa.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
We never found it.
You sure about that?
No, we did find it.
Not
right.
entirely. Flora's ink dip feather?
It was
Yeah,
here.
sorry. We
In
did
this
find it
room.
recently.
Where'd it go?
We found it somewhere else.
That was one of the things that was in the incinerator.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene.
I think I was overthinking there. I think the yellow is actually her jewelry. I was thinking of one of the birds, but no, it's fine.
And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas. Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
Alright, so... Blood dripped onto the canvas from... No, not that. Close. Let's see. It was added by the murderer. Ink dip feather. No. There we go.
The yellow paint was going to be used to
Was
paint
right about the
the
yellow.
sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window.
There wasn't any yellow in the finished painting.
That's not it.
Dang it, I thought that was it. Yes, yes. They mentioned that she put all the paints down before she started that she would need. And there wasn't any yellow in the completed picture. How interesting.
There she is. Our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did. But she's a very good listener. Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny.
Penelope.
Why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Ooh. And 4M, I'm feeling better. I've still got a long way to go before I'm 100%, but I'm gonna try and stream while I'm recovering. Good to see you again, though, 4M. We got the real thingy. We can use that to tie your hands.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Justice for Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
Remember what Fitz said. It said that Penny isn't who she pretends to be. And now we're finding out that is 100% true. I was woken up this morning to a thunderstorm and my doorbell going off. Oh, that's a little spooky. What do my notes say?
Suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
I said
Penny,
she's lonely.
we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other two Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose, too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside.
Oh, this is getting juicy. Nuddle Masher, welcome in. Who's the butler with the candle during a thunderstorm? That is spooky.
Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term, from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
This is super intense. You like Penny? You like her more or less now? You get to save like in Phoenix, right? No, it's autosave only in this game. What did she find in the study? Was it the group photo?
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystics. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision.
I've actually got goosebumps over here. This is intense. Yeah, it doesn't seem to ding me for wrong answers, but I don't know if this is a game that has multiple endings, and I don't know why it gave me a choice to tie her up or not, and that is really worrying me. Almost sounds like Robert Picard. Oh, I can see that a little bit. Someone mentioned that one of the characters sounded a bit like Phlox from Voyager also yesterday, but I checked, there's no really big name voice actors in this one. Also, I thought Fitz sounded like Steve Bloom, but again, not him. I don't know if there's multiple endings. I don't think there is, but honestly, I haven't checked. That's concerning me.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorize that he received it in the post.
In the post?
What?
From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
Ha! It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
The Will of Freya Fellow. This is amazing! I'm so hooked by this right now. I hope you folks are enjoying it too. This case is so complicated and fraught, I keep running out of snacks! You can have some of my cereal if you want. It's in a bag. Oh, okay. It is, Catalina Crunch Cinnamon Toast. Tastes kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but it's high in protein. I'm having to run screaming metaphorically into the kitchen to get more stuff. Fair, fair. Yeah, I just found it recently at the fancy little grocery store I go to, the Co-op. It's delicious. Hope that nothing is happening before I get back. Oh man, yeah, we're getting into it now. Okay, all right. Air fry some wings. I may actually air fry some wings today too. Who's Catalina and why are you crunching her? That sounds like such a double entendre, and I don't want to get to the bottom of it. Is up there in carbs? Is this up there in carbs? Let's see. Total carbohydrates are relatively low. Dietary fiber is insanely high, if that matters to anybody. All right. Fiber's fine. Excellent. All right. I just needed to catch my breath a little bit there. Let's continue. The Will of Freya Fellow.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
You did. Yes, you did.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of her room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Oh, shit! Where's our boat?
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hatbird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Tangle Tower. Whew. That's how we end up. Figured out who the murderer was, but she did get away. Whew. Yeah. My heart's still pounding in my chest. I gotta come down a little bit. Ooh, thank you for the GGs. Yeah, you don't have to bring the villain to justice as long as we know who done it to our satisfaction. And we do. We do know who done it. There he goes. Ooh. And it's now pointing at the art gallery? Alright, may as well take a look at what we got in there. We caught up on chat. Attempting to very obscurely hint there might be like a Fountain of Youth thing going on here. Yeah, there wasn't. I think this is kind of what the first game did, is they hinted at something supernatural, and there was a swamp monster, but like in the end, the murder itself had no supernatural elements to it. Russian, welcome back. We solved the crime. We did. Oh, several of those were in DBZ Abridged. Hell yeah. Grimoire is tricky to get right as he needs to be a flexible mix of silly and heroic, lighthearted and dramatic. He has a somewhat pretentious manner, projecting the persona of someone more experienced than he actually is. Important, he can be totally sincere when he wants to be. That is very different art style from what we ended up as. One of the challenges of Grimoire's design is his color palette. Brown, brown, and brown. He doesn't need to be a super colorful character. In fact, it's important to have contrast between the different characters. Still, look closely, you'll notice he's actually comprised of various pinks masquerading as browns. I can kind of see that. Yeah, interesting. Does mutation count as supernatural? It's supernatural adjacent, so you're right about that. Like, there is something a little bit weird. But also, there was nothing supernatural about the murder itself. Like, they teased, like, oh, maybe the painting's the killer, but obviously that wasn't it. Yeah, there's weird stuff, but it's more of a red herring than anything, which I think is cool. Detective Grimoire is probably one of the more difficult characters to develop, as there was already a strong identity that existed in the previous games. I felt like he needed to be the friendly, approachable gumshoe, so I tried to stick to round, gentle shapes, while still exaggerated his features. I wanted to work towards an iconic silhouette. I like what she ended up with, I do. I wanted to really make sure I had a good grasp on how Grimoire would look from different angles before I tackled his animation. He's got a bit of a penchant for performance and overwrought gestures. I think a lot of his personality comes out in his movements. That said, I never want to draw his bouncing hair again. Fair. Yes, this is actually game 2. There's a previous game to this called, it was originally called Detective Grimoire. It's recently been retitled to Detective Grimoire: The Secret of the Swamp. We played it on stream before. If you check out my YouTube, it's there under the title Detective Grimoire if you want to check it out. Prior to that, there was actually another Detective Grimoire on a game on Newgrounds, a Flash game. I considered playing that. I actually downloaded the original Shockwave Flash file and managed to emulate it, and was thinking about playing that one, but apparently the developers of the game have told people, number one, it's no longer canon, and number two, it was like their first game, so they're not super proud of it. So There are actually several things in the game that have been removed from canon, so I didn't think it would make so much sense, so I decided not to play it. But yeah, this is game 2, and also, in the time I was out sick, they actually released a third Detective Grimoire game. Just came out a few weeks ago. It's called The Mermaid's Mask. And from some of the game devs I follow on social media, they have been giving it rave reviews. So I am very excited to play that one, and we will 100% be playing that on stream at some point. Yep, Penny coming down the stairs in the Hawkshaw costume was what Felix heard, which is wild. Sally appeared in the previous game with her hair down her back in a long plait. However, when redesigning her for this game, I quickly realized that made for a really cluttered silhouette, so I changed it to the bunches. A key aspect of Sally's face is her eyeshadow, accentuating her slightly unimpressed default facial expression. You can see them trying out some different hairstyles there. I like characters who wear those little jackets. To me, they give off a modern, adventurous energy, so I thought it would be a good outfit for Sally. Sally's personality expanded for this game. Her starting point is slightly bored, but just beneath the surface, she has a great deal of passion for detective work and life in general. I like that description of her. These drawings show Sally still wearing her hair from the previous game, although Catherine had already started looking for ways to give her a stronger silhouette. Wait, who is that in the bottom corner? Oh, this is one of those things I was mentioning from the Flash game. In the Flash game, Detective Grimoire was accompanied by a creepy little girl who was implied was some sort of ghost or trickster. She appears very briefly at the start of the first game, but the series appears to have dropped her entirely. She's not mentioned at all in this game, and I haven't heard about the third game yet. I've been trying to keep myself unspoiled for that one. But yeah, she's a strong presence in the Flash game, and then barely appears in the first one. Let's see, these are designs from a much older version of the game, long before it became Tangle Tower. That actually looks like, that looks like that's what Grimoire looked like in the first game, and that's mostly what Sally looked like in the first game. Let's see, you can see how both Sally and Grimoire are about halfway towards their Tangle Tower redesign. An early story idea was to include the little girl in the team. Obviously, we changed our minds. Sally was tricky to get right. She tends to understate her actions, but isn't above throwing in a little bit of pretentiousness. I like to think she's mocking how Grimoire indulges in theatrical gestures. I think the payoff is worth the effort, though, as she's one of the characters whose animations I'm most pleased with. See, like, this right here feels too much energy for Sally. That's too much. She wouldn't get that involved. It reminds you of a beetle grub. I can see that, I think. And then we've got Flora. Let's see, I found the right shape for Flora really early on, and she set the tone for how weird the character designs could be, how far we could stretch them away from typical human anatomy. I'm not going to read everything right here, I just kind of want to take a look at some of these and see some of the interesting things. They mentioned how her character design didn't change much, although her smiling right here is definitely not something we saw. Incredibly rigid with minimal movement and poses, definitely. She never spoke the entire game. Flora moves less than anyone, but her one big animation is definitely the heaviest in the whole game. Thankfully, I'm a real sucker for flapping hair and fabric, so I relish an excuse to go all out and make it really character defining. Honestly, that part where her hair was flapping in the wind was an amazing moment. So, well done there. So wow, lots of big changes for Felix right there. Our main idea with Felix was that he still stubbornly wears his adventurer outfit even though he's stuck indoors. I wanted Felix to look powerful but somewhat gone to seed with age. Early on he was a sailor and had a lot more nautical elements to his design. This design for Felix very nearly made it into the final game. We thought the big pompadour was fun since it looks like a wave or the hull of a ship. Then one day I decided I didn't like his face, so I totally changed. Fun fact, Felix's dark green trousers were based on my own favorite trousers. Huh. That does sound very British. I referenced good-looking actors from old adventure movies. Slick hair, chiseled jawline, arching eyebrows. I enjoyed aging him up from this. That's a clever way to make the character right there. I like that. Got some of the tattoos that they worked on right there. Also, tattoos are really annoying to animate. Yeah, unfortunately. I'm curious about Fifi because she had a weird design. See, Fifi was initially conceived as a character who would remain sitting down while you talk to her. I figured it would have her fun to have her fiddle with a microscope or organize papers on her desk. Eventually I changed my mind, but perhaps this is why Fifi's so short. Fifi's eyes ended up on the side of her head. Combined with the shape of her hair, I always thought this made her look a bit like a rhinoceros. Fifi's eye lens was going to have an elaborate telescopic zoom function, but this kind of gimmick has a habit of getting cut from the game. Like you can see right there, they jump right into the weird eye on the side of her head. Now, her hair is large and outgrown, tied half-heartedly into a bun. She doesn't care too much for appearance, which does fit the character very well, I think. Let's see. I like this artist, Jonathan Harris. I like his cartoony designs. They don't always fit the characters in this game, but they're very energetic. What are you buying? What are you selling? It's a rare thing. I'm sorry. As soon as you mentioned the seller, like I just start quoting every voice line he has. What is it somebody said once? They're like, you can always tell somebody from, you can always tell somebody who's a millennial because if you say the right activation phrase, they'll trigger like a sleeper agent and just start quoting lines. And that's one of mine, the fucking merchant from Resident Evil 4. Hawkshaw. The point of Hawkshaw initially is to provide contrast with Grimoire. Grimoire is friendly, open, and emotionally reactive. Hawkshaw is blunt, stern, and closed off. I like it. I like it. You can see the brown, more traditional detective outfit right there. More of a, like, plaid. More of the feminine hat with the feather right there. Too evil needs to look stern and professional. That is true. That is too evil right there. Got a big, like, scar that they were messing around with as well. Hawkshaw did not actually solve 314 cases. Hawkshaw didn't solve shit. Like a nerdy sleeper agent right there. Stupid tablet browser had me 20 minutes behind. Oh, jeez. Why? At least you still get to watch it. That's something, but welcome back. Everything about Hawkshaw is sharp and correct. As Hawkshaw develops, he started to look more and more like a villain from a 90s cartoon, and we are okay with that. I love seeing these sketches. There's so much work put in here. And Freya, we barely saw Freya at all. So, like, that's interesting. Like, we only saw a couple of static shots. I don't think Freya has any animation in the game, as far as I know. Like, this is what we saw of her. This headshot right here. I believe that was in the final game. See, in her final design, her dress became more of a tunic with a high-waisted belt and long sleeves. I like to think this makes Freya look a little bit like a wizard. I could see that. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, we never got to hear her speak either. Oh, no, we did hear her hum on the cassette we found in the fountain, at least. Which makes it even creepier that, you know, that was a dead girl humming in a garden. Let's see. When I made concepts, I didn't want a stereotypical depiction of an artist, but I couldn't resist the paint splotches. I based her initial sketches off bohemian art students I used to see when I was studying art. Eventually, we needed her to feel younger, so this effect became more subtle. Yeah, they dialed down all of that drastically. At one point, I tried to give her a paint blob-like bun, but in the end, this felt too close to Fifi's hairstyle. It was important that all three of the younger girls of Tangle Tower felt visually different. Yeah, this looks closer to her finished style as well. I never ended up doing any animation of Freya, but I drew these because she's actually one of my favorite character designs in the game. Yeah, she is a nice character design. I do like that. Oh my god, Fitz was conceived as an insect character, butterflies in particular. Later on, he became the garden character, which is similarly associated with someone quiet and delicate. I wanted Fitz to be super handsome and cool, but in an accidental, incidental way. He contrasts with Felix and Pointer in that he has a very subdued ego. That is such a good way to describe Fitz. Like, he is handsome and cool, but he didn't try to do that. He is not trying to be handsome, he's not trying to be cool, he just sort of landed on that. They gave her the tumbler nose. I guess that's fitting for the artist character. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that does tie in there. That is too good for this sinful game. Let's see. Catherine and I really enjoyed the image of a big muscular man using tiny gardening tools. However, none of these poses made it into the final game. Fitz kept his little glasses right up until production, but after I received Josh Tomar's excellent voice samples, I realized Fitz was becoming more emotionally vulnerable, so I took the glasses away. That was a smart decision. That was a smart decision. He feels more vulnerable when you can see his eyes. That makes sense. I started to think about those poster boys from boy bands in the 90s, and I knew I had to try out some classic curtained hair on him. Oh god. Notice it says right here, to Creed. That is a note I was not expecting to see in this game, but there it is. Oh my god. When Fitz had glasses, I had a lot of fun imagining him lurking in the shadows, his round, cold spectacles staring back at you, which, you know, he didn't have the spectacles, but he still did creep in the background. That was the thing there. I think there are probably more drawings of Fitz on this slide than actual frames of animation in the game. Ultimately, it worked best for him to be almost creepily static. He's a kind soul, but has trouble around people, so limiting his movements helped make him come across as tense and uncomfortable. That makes so much sense. I love hearing the thought process behind these character designs. Very early designs for the professor right there. Very bird-like. Look at that. Extremely bird-like. Incredibly too bird-like. Let's see. He was given large eyes for staring into space and long arms for making sweeping gestures, which he does do a lot. His hair was designed to resemble a book, a roof, and a bad wig all at the same time. So even though it was a bird, it wasn't a birdhouse intentionally. That's wild. That's so good. That's too intense right there. That's too much. A little too much. I love the idea of his fingers feeling spider-like, adding to his creepy undertones. He did feel a little bit menacing once we got to know him a little bit better. Let's see, the globe was going to be a prop, but was one of those several things that just didn't fit and didn't work out. Also, that thing on his head, hair, a book, or a birdhouse roof? It is a mystery. All right, so someone was thinking about that at least. That's good. Let's see, I thought it would be fun if Penny had multiple birds about her person with whom she can speak during conversations with Grimoire, perhaps even interrupting her mid-sentence. This eventually boiled down to the one bird on her head, and instead of talking to it, the joke became that Penny simply treats it as if it were a normal hat. We were wondering where the fourth bird was, and it was actually her hat bird. And it says that her wings are meant to be like 1950s style gloves, so that makes sense there. I was wondering what the hell those were supposed to be. Let's see, I love the idea that Penny could be composed but drop the facade and become sinister. There's a sketch of her reading a book surrounded by birds and then slamming the book shut mid-sentence, scaring them away, right there. That's good. But in the game itself, we never saw her drop the facade until it was too late. Not till it was too late. Oops, wrong button there. And we got Poppy. A lot taller, a lot more elongated in some of the original sketches. Also, like, this feels a lot more masculine, but it might just be the angle coming from. For some reason, it began to work for me was when I gave her a little snake-like nose. Crucial detail of Poppy's design is the single ear poking out. I think it gives her a little bit of much-needed humanity and vulnerability. Smart, smart. I like that. Let's see. Since Poppy was a shy, grungy, gothic teenager, I started with sketches of her as a mopey, badly postured, and very purple. I like that. And yeah, they have her sitting at the piano all the time, so that's where she was always anchored to right there. Reference some actual video of the piano player who plays her theme for that particular animation. That's cool as hell. You see, they've got a drawing of her hand on the piano right there, and her hair more as snakes, and I don't remember if the umbrella actually made it into the game right there. I don't seem to remember that one. They got all the locations right there. I don't think we need to go into that too much, because there is a lot of them in this game. We got all the clues right here. Like the tape. This is a fun concept, a nod to the 90s era and the ideas of over-decorating your colorful possessions with stickers. We wanted this to be an object that you may feel embarrassed about when you're much older and cooler. Definitely based on things I personally owned when I was growing up. I did love that design. I thought that was really cute. Oh, that must have been tricky because she only had the cartoon fingers. Yes, this will be in the VOD later on. I will be throwing that in there if you want to check that out. Let's see. Freya painted this of a recurring nightmare she'd been having. I wanted this particular painting to stand out and feel a lot darker and abstract compared to other works. The challenge was to encourage players to feel like there may be something recognizable about the painting, but for it to still remain mostly ambiguous. This I loved. I thought this worked so well. It was so spooky. And like when I finally figured out, I'm like, holy shit, it's Hawkshaw. Like that was a great moment. Let's see. The crumpled paper. This clue is unique in that it is somewhat forged. I wanted it to look almost orchestrated, so the writing is purposely crazed and the paper crumpled, but conveniently not ripped. And you see a bunch of different forms of that as well. Very clever, very clever. Let's see, sketches of a photo of younger Fifi and Freya and a sunnier, unrecognizable Poppy before she entered her gothic stage. A couple of different ideas for it there, including a very rough one there and some even rougher ones there. It's so cute. Designing the earmuff clue is one of the many times I had to make a contemporary object feel timeless. I wanted Tangle Tower to feel like it was in a bubble without any nod to the world outside it or any specific time periods. I was wondering about that. And like, it is very interesting because it is very difficult to place the timeline of Tangle Tower. And things like this do make it very challenging, but not in a weird way, which I think is awesome. Like just brass on the headphones / earmuffs. Very unusual. Yeah, that never happened. And then we've got all these here. This is a super rough version of the photo found in the study. The shield they're holding was a story element that got removed entirely. From left to right, Primrose, Pandora Pointer, Primrose Pointer, Pandora Pointer, Buck Brackley, Richard Remington, Split Fellow, and Lord Fellow. Of course, there's 6 there. There's only 5 in the finished picture. Very interesting. You know, we always have to ask this. What did you folks think of the game? What are your thoughts on Tangle Tower? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy watching it? Does it look like something you enjoy playing? Are you going to recommend it to others? Let me hear all your thoughts about it. I would love to hear your views. I think you kind of know my thoughts on it, but I'll elaborate momentarily. But I always want to hear from you folks first. I don't want to color anyone's thoughts before we get into that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think my thoughts were all that subtle. I don't think anybody really has to guess when I was thinking about this one. Let's see, it was cool. Can you look up the notes on the crossbow, by the way? Certainly. Ooh, alright. So yeah, that went through some iterations. Very understandable ones. Multiple sketches of a strange modified crossbow and how it would work. This clue is made up of multiple clues. We needed to figure out the logistics of this weapon as a whole and how everything could connect together and feel related without giving too much away. Very satisfying. Agreed, agreed. I just noticed they have a zoom on the pictures. That's nice. You can see him figuring out the logistics of how everything plugs in together. Do you like that? So yeah, I absolutely loved this game. Unreservedly. Like, when I played the first game, Detective Grimoire, I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's fun. I enjoyed that one. This really took me for a ride. I got very hooked by this. And like I said, when Hawkshaw showed up at the very end, I actually got goosebumps. I actually got a chill all the way up, and oh jeez. Sorry, I missed it. Had a call. Can you start over? Oh my God, Rin! Oh man, this is good. This game is good. If you missed the ending, you should play this one. This one was amazing. Let's see. Kiss up my thoughts. Neat. I'll take that. Let's see. It was a good ride, but the whelp you didn't get the bad guy isn't satisfying unless Penny is the bad guy for the third game too. I don't really know much about the third game because I've been keeping myself unspoiled. But I think it's interesting that the bad guy got away, because we did solve the murder at least. That's what I need to have happen. I need to know who done it fairly conclusively. Scope on a crossbow, that does seem fairly unnecessary. Most definitely. Oh yeah, watch my face during that. Like, oh God, I was taken for a ride in that one. You could tell I was like locked in very hard. So yeah, I absolutely love this. This is probably one of the best mysteries I've played this year. Top 3 at least. I'd have to look at what all we played this year, but this one's up there. Although we do have some very exciting mysteries coming up before the year's over. I won't spoil what it is, although if you're a sub, check in subscriber speakeasy in the pins, and you'll see what's coming up later. Saw Penny's yellow bird, and then Hawkshaw was like, ooh, man. Yeah, when I saw the yellow, I'm like, when I think yellow, there's really only one thing I think of in the manor, but how does that connect to, oh my God. That was the one thing I absolutely hadn't put together, was that Penny was Hawkshaw. And, like, when they were in the study, they're like, wait, why did somebody design Hawkshaw's clothes? They weren't designing Hawkshaw's clothes. They were designing Hawkshaw. That, what a great twist. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if you know anybody that's into mysteries, I can very highly recommend this one. I think the fact that like the early game is so light and goofy honestly makes that ending all the much better, because it just sort of lets you cruise through gathering the clues and interrogating people, and you sort of get it gets its hooks in you before you really realize they're there, and then when the reveal comes, oh man, that was good. Very, very happy with that one. But this seems like a good place to stop for the day, so we will go ahead and wrap it up. For anybody that missed it at the start of the stream, we've already announced what we're going to be playing next week. I did change plans a little bit. Originally we were going to play Ico, but I'm going to wait until I'm fully healed to play Ico, because Ico might kill me. Let's be honest. Ico might kill me, so we're gonna push that off a little bit, and instead what we're gonna play next week is Steambot Chronicles for the PS2. One of the more obscure PS2 games I own, I think, and definitely one of the stranger games I own. So I'm interested to play it. I tested it out for the stream, and I still have no idea what to expect. I really don't. Let's see, that murderer got away time again? I'm honestly wondering if there's a plan to ever come back to that, because she is a very dangerous person, and she is still out there. Let's see. That sudden reveal that a detective was the murderer again? Who would think? Who would think? That control scheme ever only counts as a minor mauling. Oh god, I'm a little worried about the controls. And Geek Boy, thank you for redeeming posture check. I honestly should stretch. I'm still not used to sitting. Oh, I went like 2 months without sitting for very long, and now I'm trying to sit all day again, and my entire body is like, oh god, what are you doing? Oh, my bones! My bones! That screaming beetle again? That sounds like some sort of like Air Force special unit. I was with the 76, the Screaming Beatles. Thank you for that, Geek Boy. I appreciate that. I'm gonna pop a few things out there. Oh god, let me put everything back before we finish. Take the opportunity. So as always, thank you everybody for being here. Like I've said before, and I hope people understand how incredibly serious I am about this. I love mystery games. I would have loved playing Tangle Tower off stream, but the experience of being able to share the big reveals and everything with you folks and just being able to bounce our ideas about the mystery off each other, that makes it so much more fun for me. So thank you personally for that experience. I appreciate it very much. Sucking at nursing home isn't great for posture. Also understandable. Also understandable. Like I said, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for you. Keep us updated. And do what you gotta to get better, man. I'm hoping it's a good process for you. I'm hoping it's a smooth process. Alright, so we'll go ahead and exit from here. We do, of course, have one thing left to do before we call it quits for the day. And as always, that is... let's see who all else is online. So, if you are not done watching Twitch for the day, maybe I can send you somewhere cool. I'd like the opportunity to try, if nothing else. While I am doing this, a couple things you might want to do if you have not done them already. First and foremost, make sure to hit follow. That is going to be the easiest way to find me again. If you'd like to come back, we would love to have you. And if you want, you can also hit the notifications. Turn those on. You'll know when I go live. I know I find that useful sometimes. We've also got a couple links in chat you might want to check out if you have not seen them yet. We have a link to my Discord if you want to chat with me outside of the stream. Feel free to jump in there. And we have a link to my YouTube if you want to see any of the games I've played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic. And that includes the precursor to this game, the first in the Detective Grimoire series, which, as I said, was originally just called Detective Grimoire. It's now been subtitled Secret of the Swamp. Help differentiate it. So I think I see where we are going to go, and it is also a very obscure game, to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if some folks in here have not heard of it, and I, even having heard of it, definitely have never played it. So I'm actually pretty curious about this one. So ladies and gentlemen, I would appreciate it if you join us as we go raid fellow retro streamer Woo-Chunk, who today is playing an N64 game called Sin and Punishment, which is not nearly as sassy as it sounds from that name, but it's still weird. It's still interesting. So why don't you join me over there, say hi to Woo-Chunk, hang out for a bit, throw him a follow if you like what he's doing. But hey, if you've got other things to do, I will just say, as I always do, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you folks next week, as long as my health allows it. I'll keep you all notified on Discord and whatnot. And you, take care of yourselves until then, or at least try your best to.